Hi guys, it's Emily with All In Bookkeeping, and I need to update you on what's been going on. Okay, since my last video, I think it's been several weeks, so I apologize for that. I think where we left off was that I was going to meet with a couple of potential clients the following week, and I think that's where we left off. So I did meet with my potential clients, and they actually both turned into clients. Yay! So they signed up to be my bookkeeping clients. One signed up to be my bookkeeping client, and the other one I have is a QuickBooks consulting client. So I do offer that as well, just at an hourly rate. So my bookkeeping client hired me, and I needed to do a cleanup or a catch up for all of 2021. So at that time it was early September, so I had quoted him an amount for a cleanup through August 31st, and then going on with regular monthly bookkeeping from there. The cleanup, this was my first cleanup, and I've gone through training, I'm familiar with what it is and what to do, but I still learned a lot. And I was doing this while I was still working full-time, while I was attending classes toward earning my MBA. So it did take more, calendar time to do this cleanup than it will going forward, because I won't have my full-time job anymore, since I'm going to be focusing on this full-time. Actually, it's a Friday. Today's Friday, October 22nd. I will be going into the office later today for my job and celebrate my last day. So today is my last day there, and I'm so excited. So next week, I've just been having a lot of fun with getting my schedule planned out, what time I'm going to work on what clients, also with my schooling. That's the only other thing. So I don't have 3 major things going on. I just whittled it down to 2 major things at a time. So I'm excited. However, I will still be doing some remote project work for this employer. So, but it won't be as an employer-employee relationship. So I will be an outside vendor for them, and I will be billing them on my terms. So I'm excited about that. So with this cleanup that I've been doing, so I've only been able to put maybe 4 to 5 hours into it, really, each week. I did spend a lot of time yesterday going through some stuff, and I think I'm done. I'm gonna just check this weekend, go through everything, and make sure that the cleanup is completed, and go ahead and collect the balance due on that price. And then also I'm working on getting some reporting ready for the owner. I'll wait till October gets closed out. I did provide him some numbers yesterday for the year to date through the end of September, as far as profit and loss, and I found this really neat graph to use so it shows monthly. It has a bar graph each month that shows expenses and revenue, and then a line goes kind of over that showing net profit. So I thought that was really cool. I haven't seen that chart before. So I think I'll just use that as a standard for my clients going forward. But the cleanup did take a long time. I emailed him and his wife last week, just letting him know the status of everything, because we've been in contact here and there about little things and different transactions that come up. But I wanted to give them a picture, okay, where am I at with all this? They paid me this money and entrusted this to me, so I wanted to make sure that I communicated with them. And that's very important. You always want to communicate with your clients. You have to let them know what's going on, what to expect, especially with cleanups. As I get more fine-tuned with cleanups, I really want to provide a timeline for my clients, so that they can know what to expect when, and then I need to update them regularly, at least each week, with what has been accomplished and what's left to accomplish, to kind of give them a percentage of completion for the cleanup, and so that way they know what's going on. They don't have to just think about it randomly, like, oh, did we hire this person to do a cleanup on our QuickBooks? And I haven't heard from her. I don't know what's going on. We paid her this money and nothing to show for it as far as they know. So always communicate with your clients. I do, since then, I do have a second bookkeeping client. He is a startup, and he's not quite ready to commit to like the monthly bookkeeping. So I worked something out with him where I would do I would do the bookkeeping, but he could pay me hourly. Well, that has turned out to cost him a lot of money. So I actually worked out a proposal for my bookkeeping services going forward and sent that to him, and that would actually save him money in the long run. And of course, I don't want to steal money from myself or cheat myself out of money, because he was paying a lot for my time, and my time was worth it, and I was getting things done. But with an agreement in place, even if it's going to be a little bit less that he's paying me, I will be getting paid regularly, and there is a 30-day notice cancellation period in there, so he can't just like just tell me, hey, I don't need your time anymore, don't worry about it. So it gives me time to replace that income. But things are working out with him as well. He did, after getting my invoice for last week, he did reach out to me and ask that he's not sure what he's paying for. And so you always want your clients, in addition to communicating with them, you always want them to realize the value you're providing them, because you are like, I'm doing all this work with his QuickBooks account, and it takes time. Just sit there and click and click, and I have to add almost every other transaction that I was creating based off the bank feeds or receipts that he's taken pictures of. I had to create a new vendor, add that to the list. Some of the things I weren't even sure what they were, so I would look at the like bank detail. They have sometimes not even complete words, and there's letters and numbers involved with that. But I would spend a lot of time Googling these abbreviations, trying to find out what the charges were from, so that way I can kind of guess at what kind of purchase he made. So I was explaining all that to him, that it does take a lot of time, and he has a lot of transactions for a startup, and maybe it's typical for startups. Maybe I'm learning this, but he has a lot of transactions, and they are a lot of expenses, very few incoming money. So there's a lot of expenses, and with startups as well, I found, with both of my clients actually, there's a lot of restaurant expenses that come through like their credit card. There's a lot of restaurant expenses, a lot of other expenses I can tell are most likely personal expenses. So I'm getting in touch with them about those expenses as well, because he's trying to get more used to not using that specific credit card for anything personal. So he still has to get used to just using that for business stuff only, and separating his personal purchases with another card, which I suggested to him when we first got together. And so he's learning. He has a lot to figure out as well, as far as all that goes. So we're working together, but I explained that as well. I can put the personal expenses, I would put them to, categorize them to owner's draw or owner's personal expense account. So it would take it out of the, off of the P&L and it would go to the balance sheet. But their P&L is like just not accurate with all those personal expenses on there. And their numbers do look so much better and more accurate, which is what we're going for, is accuracy, when you take those personal expenses off. And I have my email and everything open right now. I think I just am getting some emails. I'm just checking real quick. So I use Google, and my bookkeeping email is just a Gmail address. I have not yet created a website. I just have a Google site that I use. I have a Google site, I have a LinkedIn account, and then a Facebook page. And that's really all I've done so far. I'm the kind of person who, like, the very first thing I think of is get a website. But I've had people encourage me not to jump into that. I mean, you can go ahead and get a website if you want, but especially for just providing services, sometimes it might not be necessary. But if you do want to have just like one main place where you can direct everybody to go to learn more about you and your services you provide, and that's fine. I think I will have one eventually, and probably sooner than later. But for now, what I have is working. So I use Google products, and I use Google Drive, and I have all of my templates, like my proposal templates there. I have my checklist templates there. Any information really that has to do with bookkeeping or with my business that I've set up, I have saved in Google Drive. Another Google product that I've been using is Google Voice. When I was thinking about giving out my personal cell phone number to people regarding my bookkeeping business, I just didn't like it. A lot of people find that it's convenient, and for them it doesn't really matter. It doesn't bother them. But for some reason it just bothered me. I wanted to give out like a separate number, but I didn't want to have 2 phones that I carry around. So I went ahead and created a Google Voice number, and so that's published on my sites and my business card, and in my email signature and everything. But one thing I realized recently, and I even love it so much more now, is that it's web-based as well. So I'll have, like right now I have my desktop open, I have my Gmail tab, I have my Google Drive tab open. Of course I have my QuickBooks tab open, and then I have the Google Voice tab open. So as I'm sitting here and I'm doing work, I can text my clients by typing it into the computer. And I have that window open, so if they reply in text, I can just go to that window and view their text, and I can text them again. If I'm texting them specific information, like from QuickBooks, I can copy it from QuickBooks and paste it into the text message. So I don't have, especially if it's like a certain number or something, or a name that I don't want to misspell, you can just copy and paste it into that field in that Google Voice window, and I just love it because then I have everything like in front of me at once when I'm working. So anyways, it's kind of that's my update. Kind of a lot in there as usual. I do want to start making some more tutorial videos as well, as I get my feet a little bit more wet in all of this, but I'm just learning so much, and some of this stuff I'm having trouble finding with other YouTubers, or just like Googling. There are just very specific things that come up, but when I do ask people these questions, like specific things regarding sales tax especially, there's just I just haven't found some place that I can go to like just get like specific help with certain things. So I'm going to be maybe some general tutorial videos, but some other ones are just like very, very specific to the issues that I've come up with and been able to find solutions to be able to help you guys or anybody else who has been looking for solutions or someone to help them but hasn't been able to find it. So all right, you guys, well, I'm going to get back to work on my business for a few more minutes before I get ready to go into the office for my last day at my full-time job. So please subscribe to my channel so you can get updates or notifications when my next video comes out, and hopefully it won't be several weeks like it was this last time. Thank you guys. Talk to you later.